Weirdest gender euphoria I ever got was a protester outside of Planned Parenthood pleading with me not to get an abortion. You know, gender affirmation comes in many strange ways, but that's a good one. That's a good one. Special thanks to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be once again returning to r/AccidentalAlly, the home of transphobes being really bad at being transphobes. Before we begin, I just wanted to mention that I will be streaming over at Twitch, so go check that out. Me and George will be playing through some more Monster Hunter Rise. It's fun. I haven't played it in ages. I'm finally getting back into it and enjoying it. So go check out the stream. It's a good time. Other than that, let's get into the subreddit, shall we? I don't see how you can get rid of everything that makes you a person. They, them, more like it, LMAO. Its are some of my pronouns I use, yeah. Huh? I use they, them, and its. No, you don't. What, LMAO? You'll never be a real woman. Okay, thanks. I'm non-binary. You'll never be a real man. Yeah, I know. Okay, stop pretending then. Oh, when transphobes flounder around so much that they have to drop the "you'll never be a real man" and "never be a real woman." Like, pick one. You get it wrong and then double down, like, they'll never learn. They will never learn. How many videos have I done on this at this point? They'll never learn. Bisexual versus pansexual. With as much respect and love as possible, you'll never be a woman. For context, the YouTuber is a trans man. It's always the way. Also, they do the whole like, oh, with as much respect and love as possible, but there's none. If you refuse to respect the person for the identity that they have, you don't love and respect them. If you refuse to refer to someone as their preferred pronouns, you have no love and respect there. You can't say with as much love and respect as possible when you're giving them none. It's the equivalent of saying, I'm not racist, but nothing ever good comes after that statement. Born to ride, Donald J. Trump. Good for you? I mean, okay, if that's what you want to do. If you were born to ride Trump, go ahead, I guess. How did none of them notice? Like, come on. At least one of them should have seen that and gone, maybe people will get the wrong message. Trans men are not women. Trans women are not men. You don't choose your gender. God does. Are you seriously going to question what God made you? Well, first of all, correct. Trans men are men and trans women are women. But second of all, God made trans people trans. If you want to go down that road, trans people are trans because God made them trans. On top of that, what if I don't believe in your God? What if any trans people don't believe in your God? This is the self-righteous projection that so many of these like alt-right Christian conservatives project. Your God is not necessarily everyone else's God. If a trans person doesn't believe in God, saying God made you a man or made you a woman means nothing to that person, because your God means nothing to that person. To them, your God does not exist. To them, they were just born like this because nature decided it. It has nothing to do with religion. But you know what your God did teach many times in the Bible, particularly from Jesus, you know, the whole religion being named after him. Love and respect everybody, even your enemies. That is what the Bible specifically teaches, okay? If you don't like trans people, that doesn't matter. You're supposed to love them anyway. That's what the religion was there to teach. And what do you guys go and do? You go out on crusades and hate crime. You go and tell trans people that they're not allowed to be trans, or gay people they're going to hell. Have you even read your own book? Poorly aged things. This is hilarious in hindsight. It matters not what someone is born, but what they grow to be. J.K. Rowling. Oh man, of all the quotes J.K. Rowling could have come up with, the most pro-trans one possible. I wonder if she still holds this view or not, you know? I wonder if she still stands by this. I think the less I say about J.K. Rowling, the better, you know? The less airtime I give to that woman, the better. But it is absolutely hilarious that she came out with this quote. When you're trans and the club says $6 for women, $8 for men, but you gotta pay $14 since you both. I mean, first of all, bi-gender representation right here. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Great for all the bi-gender people out there. You're being represented in these memes. Isn't that lovely? But second of all, this shows how out of touch I am with these things. I can't imagine anywhere I would want to be less than at a club, but do they really charge different amounts for men and women? That seems like straight up gender discrimination territory, no? Is that really a thing that happens? Because that's wild. That's actually wild. I'm guessing it's to motivate more women to go because clubs are like massively populated by mostly men and very few women, and the club owners are like, hey, we should do something about this sausage fest. But I guess I'm just surprised that nothing's ever happened about that, you know? But as I said, I could not possibly think of a place I would want to be less than a club. The entire vibe of a club just sounds like a terrible experience. Overpriced alcohol and bad music surrounded by sweaty drunk people. Why does anybody want to be there? It's faint, but you don't look that womanly in the face. It's the inherent difference in bone structures. I don't look like a man though? I said you can tell when someone is trans. You don't look like a natural woman. That's telling you are trans. Thanks, I'm a trans man, and that's my high school photo. Sending people pre-transition photos so that they can talk themselves into a brick wall. Ah, the crowd of we can always tell that, funnily enough, can't always tell. Like, it's kind of hilarious how often they do the, you know, we can always tell, but are blatantly wrong. Speaking of which, and they should give their stolen awards back to women and apologize. They are not courageous transgender athletes. They are just boys beating up on girls. Now, the thing here that's hilarious, and the reason this is an accidental ally, is because that athlete there with that woman in a chokehold is a trans man. They are an AFAB trans man, and they have been forced to compete in women's sports because of these gender norms and not allowing trans people to compete in their identified gender. So this person has an unfair advantage on these other competitors because they are a trans man. Do we see the point yet? Would you date a trans man? Why or why not? Nope, because that's not a true woman. Yeah, they're a trans man. They're not trying to be a trans woman. They're not trying to be a true woman. They're not trying to be a woman at all. They're a trans man. I'm glad we could wrap that up, you know? If you only date women, you go and only date women. You don't have to date trans men, but they are in fact men. I find myself suspecting actual women of being trans now. It's like culture war trauma or something. I actually had to pause this movie and look this actress up to make sure she was actually female. First of all, for what reason? Like, why does it matter? Second of all, what happened to the we can always tell? But like, what difference does it make? Why does it matter if this actress is trans or not? Does it only matter so that you can maintain this like, oh, I'm attracted to this woman, but what if it's a trans woman? Then I might be gay. Which, you know, I guess it's just the fragile heteronormity of it all, you know, the fragile idea that, oh no, I might be slightly gay. Like, grow up. It comes down to the whole misogynistic view of the whole thing, you know, of a woman is only a woman if they're attracted to them, right? If a woman is a sexual object to them, and if she can't be used as such or isn't viewed as such, she basically might as well not be a woman to them. That's all it comes down to, and it's pathetic. We got a video here. Let me throw on my headphones.
One of the things that the Marxists have really tricked us with is using the word gender.
Mm-hmm.
There are actually, however many people there are on the planet, that's actually how many genders there are.
Wait, so you said that there's 8 billion genders.
There is actually 8 billion
and
different
they're saying that there's
expressions.
87 genders.
Yes, because...
So you're saying they're wrong because there's not 87, there's 8 billion.
Gender was a word invented in academia to refer to how we express sexuality.
Are you saying that it's a construct?
It is a construct, exactly.
Yeah, you're wrong, liberals. There's not 87 genders, there's 8 billion, all right?
No way, gender's a construct? That's crazy. Who could have predicted that one? Totally not everyone. What is it that we've been saying this whole time? Could it possibly be exactly that? I owned you, the liberals. I owned you with facts and logic, using your own points to prove that your points are correct. Do they know what side they're on? This is the part that I don't understand every time. Do they know what side they are on? Because the points they are making are liberal points, and yet they're saying, nah, the liberals are wrong. Why are you with the people that disagree with you? Conservatives actively fight against views like that, and you're saying, this is actually the conservative view. It's the liberals that are wrong by believing something different and totally not this thing I just explained. It's like every time an alt-right conservative describes capitalism and says this is the issue with communism. It's so dumb. Is it me, or is Spain pretty much based now? Intersex children in Spain can no longer be subjected to medically unnecessary genital surgery under a new law. It includes a complete ban on unnecessary intersex surgeries for children under 12, while older children can request to undergo surgery if wanted. Now, the accidental ally once again here is that these idiots think that this is about trans people, okay? But it's not. Intersex people are not trans people. That isn't to say an intersex person couldn't be trans, but like fundamentally, trans and intersex are two different things. An intersex person is someone who is born with both, or aspects of both, you know, and in many places it's not illegal for babies to be given surgeries based on this, which is wild and messed up, you know, forcing someone into a surgery like this against their will, something that is irreversible and they have no say in because they're a baby. And yet in many cases, there's another comment that described this way better. I'm only going to make the points they make, but slightly worse. So I'm just going to read what they say, okay? They say, honestly, absolutely wild that in a lot of countries, parents can do life-altering surgery on their newborn baby without consent. But a fully grown adult wants the same surgeries, they have to jump through a bunch of hoops. Like, in no world should it be easier for me to force my hypothetical newborn baby to get bottom surgery than it is for me to voluntarily get the same thing. Good on Spain for actually making sense. And I can only agree. It's wild, unnecessary, and messed up that intersex babies have surgeries forced upon them, but like a trans adult has to go through a massive process to just transition. But mutilating a baby's genitals is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that Spain is making that illegal means that they are so far ahead than so many other countries, because it's just so unnecessary. And that's where I'm going to end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. Oh boy, if you want to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. Special thank you to all of the amazing, wonderful people that do support my channel. All of your names are up on screen right now. All of you genuinely help so much, and it means so much to me. So thank you to everybody that does. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.